Hello, good morning, everybody. This is a big one today, I think. I'm really excited about this. We were talking about this yesterday. This is sort of an evolution of the Shifting Woodland Omniscience deck and the Rumble Raptor deck that we played last week. So, starting to work on this, I kind of feel like I realized how obvious it was. And I like to say this too sometimes. Sometimes when you build a deck, you're like, wow, this was obvious. That is a good sign that your deck is good. So, kind of simply put, Shifting Woodland and Bloodbraid Marauder kind of care about the same things when you are Bloodbraid Maraudering into a Glimpse for Tomorrow. They both care about putting cards like Omniscience and Archon of Cruelty into play, and they both care about like aggressively assimilating Delirium too. And what's cool about having the ability to either Marauder into a Glimpse to put Omnisciences and Archons into play, or being able to Woodlands and Omniscience or Woodlands and Archon, is that it makes your deck very difficult to target. No longer is this archetype, just weak to land hate. No longer, we have the like if your opponent plays a Blood Moon or a sorry, a Blood Moon or a Harbinger of the Tides, you can Marauder them. If your opponent, is playing Cascade Hate, you can Woodlands them, and kind of vice versa. So it makes it kind of a difficult archetype to attack, especially with all the card selection. There's also, like, beyond just, like, these cards both are Delirium cards and like to cheat Omniscience into play, there's some extra cool overlapping synergy where you can Woodlands into an Omniscience or a one with the Multiverse, and then you can cast Glimpse from your hand is something that I think is really cool. That Glimpse in your hand is castable via Shifting Woodlands to try to go off. Additionally, Bitter Reunion is a pretty big find for the deck, where this is a 2-mana looting enabler for Woodlands that lets you like put Omniscience or Archon into your yard. That puts a permanent into play for Glimpse, so your Glimpses are for more numbers. And if you Glimpse into Archon plus Bitter Reunion, then you can haste your Archons and win in one go. And this is going to be a way for you to win games very quickly, even if your opponent like surgicals your Omnisciences. Let's see. So beyond that, compared to the other Woodlands deck, we're playing Pawpatch Formation instead of the extra Haywire Mites. You don't want to play Haywire Mite in your Marauder deck because you'll Cascade into it. Pawpatch Formation, I think, is the best because this kills Blood Moon, Rest in Peace, Leyline of the Void, while also killing Murktide Regent, sometimes Psychic Frog, and you can also just cycle it for 2 mana and put a token into play. So cycle, put a token into play, pretty good in your Glimpse deck. I have chosen to play the Essence Reliquary Clock of Omens combo in this deck. All you really need to know about this is that if you have these 2 cards in your sideboard, if you have an Omniscience and a Karn, Karn is a 1-card kill. It's a 1-card win the game card instead of in the other build where you need any other spell to win the game with Ancestral Statue, Aetherflux Reservoir. But yeah, I will say also I have been liking this deck a lot. I am pretty excited about this one. I think this one potentially is a breakthrough. Okay, so it'll be a mulligan if we're on the play, but we're on the draw. Yeah, I'll play some FOMO builds. Thoughts on a mono-white 8-field deck, jamming Guide Pride. I like the idea of 8-field. I would like to do some more work on the mono-black build that we have. That's kind of tentatively the backup deck for maybe today, maybe later this week. As far as... Sorry, just walking and talking a little bit here. Don't have the coding in this deck either. I don't know. I do think a mono white field deck is something I'm really interested in doing, especially with Monumental Hinge, which is a really good card advantage land. I did build that deck, but ended up becoming Boros because it's really hard to just like not play Fable and Flage in that shell, and ended up not playing Guide and Pride last time. And I think that you're probably gonna always need to end up splashing for Flage at the very least in those kind of shells if you're in on Monumental Hinge, which I think you want to be if you're in on Sunken Citadel plus the Fields. Now, you don't have to be in on Sunken Citadel plus the Fields, but I do agree that playing a lot of Field of Ruins is a pretty good place to be at the moment. Okay. Obviously a little risky-bisky there, but... Splash green for Free Strider. I wonder if could you be maybe a mono green Free Strider field deck? Probably not. You're probably just gonna get 2 run over by Boros. Dude, Kozak's command is so good. Can you please explain the importance of Gemstone Caverns? Losing the die roll in Modern is a big problemo. Being able to catch up on the draw when you're playing a combo like that, deck like this is really important. Really big deal. Incredibly unique. Kind of irreplaceable. I could go on. All right, so we're going to take 1 here, and then we find another copy of Woodland. I guess we're just discarding these 2. Find a Rumble or a Cash Grab. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, so we have Delirium. I'm going to go ahead and grab Khalni Garden. Kind of perfect Rumble into Khalni Garden. It's just so many more permanents. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can cast a card from the top with 1 with the Multiverse. Also, notably, the 1 card combo is paying off pretty well here. Although I guess it's not, because we could have just cast the spell from the top with the 1 with the Multiverse, huh? Alright, cast with Omniscience. Let's win the game. Very swingy game, very swingy deck, of course. Now, I think this opponent will probably make us do our whole loop, which is exciting. I don't know. It's the first. I just want to do the loop 1 time. All right, Clock of Omens. Untapping Essence Reliquary. Tap Clock of Omens, tap Ancestral Statue. Pick up the Ancestral Statue with the Essence Reliquary. Replay Ancestral Statue. Pick up Karn again. Already messed it up? Did not. Thank you so much, Trollface. That'll be 10 gifted subs, please, and thank you. Why not Statue plus Reservoir? So if you just go Statue plus Reservoir, what happens at the end? You have an Aetherflux Reservoir. You've cast infinite spells, but you've cast infinite spells, but you have not. You don't have another spell in your hand to trigger the Aetherflux Reservoir. But here now we have this reservoir in play. We have the reservoir in play, and now we're able to make Infinite Storm, Infinite Life, Infinite Damage. But if you just go, if you just do it the other way, you have Infinite Storm, but you don't have a spell to cast. Although in this spot we do have a spell to cast with the Bitter Reunion on top, but this is also faster. This is just faster clicks on Magic Online. So like at least in this deck, we want to do the loop every time because it's way faster to do this than it is to go Karn statue, cast statue 50 times, and then pick up Karn, then cast Karn, then play Reservoir, then cast Bitter Reunion. So that's also it. All right. Let's mulligan this on the draw. No Gemstone Caverns. There we go. So let's put this Glimpse back into the deck, and then it's maybe a bit bad. Maybe I should have exiled the Glimpse and just had Omniscience still in, but I'm a bit worried about milling over too many Glimpses. Probably that's a question we'll be able to figure out the answer to after more reps. the process to figure out how to be insane. I don't know. I just had one Twitch chatter tell me to do it. It was easy. Twitch chatter figured it out for me. Go for it. Turn 3. 5 permanents. Glimpse on the stack. Brick pretty bad. Again, I don't have the coding in the deck either. Maybe it's good in spots like this. I mean, it's definitely good in spots like this. I think what I'll just do is grab Underworld Cookbook, and I can use Cookbook to get a lot more permanents to glimpse next turn. I can discard the Bitter Reunion, and then whatever card I draw for turn, and I can get another Tormod's Crypt off card, and then I can glimpse for a lot of permanents. Unless I get seared here. Rumbling. Choose Eldrazi Temple. Truffle Fungus, amazing username, amazing. 29-month resub. I know Saga's super weak to Wrath, but it gives you 2 types thoughts. Well, we also can play no tutor targets for Saga, so we're just playing it as a land that dies. I'd rather play the new Hexproof enchantment land from the new set. Although we also do not need more enchantments. We kind of have too many enchantments, to be honest. You don't want to attack first because you want to be able to haste your Archons, by the way. With Bitter Reunion. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on! The Tormod's Crypt and the Cookbook came back to me. And I have all 4 Marauders in play. And I can't cast the Essence Reliquary with no white mana. That's like funny enough the card I would get here. Alright, let's go to game 3. Gambling. Don't gamble, kids. Don't gamble. Bridge, let's go to game 3. We gambled and we lost. Don't chase your losses. Alright, no enabler. Let's have them all again. Got some enablers we get to keep. I think maybe I wasn't looking quite aggressively enough match first league. Wait, we have 12 power in play. Yeah, but they have their Eldrazi Temple. Like, we're gonna lose this game and it's gonna take forever. I think. Maybe we could have played it out. I'm okay to just, you know, move on. I feel like the game was totally winnable. Yeah, maybe. It's just like they had the temple. They had only action in their hand. It seemed very unlikely that 4 Marauders were gonna get the job done. So they put a temple into their hand there. But maybe we obviously could have stuck it out a little longer, right? All right, let's take this woodland. Do have Delirium. 1 Glimpse Mill, notably. I'm going to go ahead and play a Fable. Hopefully this will put, you know, pile of permanents into play. Maybe we'll be lucky enough and draw an Omniscience and just woodland Omniscience. Ring to find Woodland's Archon not worth. Yeah, that was the line. And if we had coding in our deck too, that game's a lot easier. Okay, so they'll take my Marauder, I would guess. Do take the Marauder, 5 cards in their hand. I'm just grab both lands, I think. I think if this is Omniscience, I would just cast the Fable. It's not quite just Omniscience, though. So we need to dodge Graveyard Hate on my Omni. Okay, Force Pitch Rumble. With the recent success, quotation marks, of one individual that has sparked any interest in building a Sora and Morpheon deck in the current meta. No interest at all. Yeah. I'm sure you could win with it. I'm not interested. You know, not for me. It's just like... seems so much worse than just playing like Glimpse Combo, or there's so much worse than everything else. It is very cool. And I wish them all the best. Nice. The best possible for us. We also need to dodge like a few, like Myco Spawn and World Breaker on my Woodland. Just get this into play in case they... Well, you know what? Was this bad against another Force of Vigor? Maybe it was. Maybe it was. Looks like they don't have one. It's like, I got ring protection. But actually is kind enough to F6 this time. Alright, Clock of Omens. Clock of Omens cast. Tap Clock of Omens. Or sorry, choose Essence Reliquary. Tap Ancestral Statue. Tap Clock. Bounce the statue. Pick up the card. Get the Aetherflux Reservoir. Untap the Reliquary again. This time with Aetherflux Reservoir in play. Is it? Yeah, it's just faster to do the Ancestral Loop. So you just want to do it. You also like get to put these other permanents into play, which is like, if they like wake up with a spell, it gets kind of nice to have some options. Yeah, but it's just faster than to cast it like 50 times. And so here we are going to put ourselves in a spot where we just have enough life to blast our opponent like 3 times with the Reservoir. We can also cast something else with Karn if we want to. Ages, 18 months. Am I still a DRC believer in Storm? I mean, I don't think I ever stopped being one. Again, when I was testing Storm, DRC was always good. Like, it was basically good every single time I drew it at any point in the game. And it also, I was able to win through lock pieces several times because of it. So, I would still be trying it, I think. Might as well get the ring. I guess I get something. Cityscape Leveler was kind of what I was leaning towards over the ring. I think I'm still leaning towards that. Okay, don't wanna cast the Marauder right now at least. I guess I could also cast the ring. You know what? If my opponent just somehow has messed up and if they somehow have messed up and they are trying to force a vigor my Aetherflux Reservoir because they haven't conceded yet, I will have wanted to ringed here, so we might as well. Alright, that's what they concede to. Alright. Yeah, just gamble with the glimpse. Would I take on the sideboard if one had a coding? Could probably cut one of the 2 mana, make a food, kill a flyer cards. Yeah, ring too strong, it seems. Although I was so happy, like there's like no card in their deck. I'm happier that they casted the ring that turn. Like they're like, Essence Reliquary, what's that? Clock of Omens, what's that? Ancestral Statue, what's that? Uh, Aetherflux Reservoir, what's that? The One Ring? Oh, I know that card. I'll concede to that one. Right, Street Wraith Blood Crypt could be Hollow One, could be Shadow, could be a weird Living End variant. Yeah, we're a Glimpse deck. It's cool that like we're a Woodlands Omniscience deck, and then we also Glimpse into Omniscience, so like a little bit of overlapping synergy there. Still could be Hollow One, still could be Shadow, by the way. Ever cast Eater of Days? Not since we did donation decks on this channel. Alright, Hollow One confirmed. So Entomb Hollow One is usually what this card says. But sometimes you have another one, I guess. Yeah, Graveyard Hate is good against this deck. We are a Karn Fable deck, so like Karn turning off Hearse can be a problem sometimes. But yeah, you bring in your Graveyard Hate against us. Right, down to 14. So let's take the Garden for more permanence for the Marauder, I think. I'm going to wait one more turn, though, so I can play Fable, which is potentially worth 3 extra permanents for our Glimpse turn, and then the Garden is 2 more. How was Charity Stream enjoyable time? It was enjoyable for sure. I'm really proud of the money we raised. Y'all did a great job. We did a good job. I did have like a splitting migraine like 2 hours in. I just kind of white knuckled through, but it was fine. High Noon pretty good. Yeah, High Noon pretty good. Currently trying to blue Slowkirk. Any thoughts on this list? Well, usually we save up channel points for deck techs, but since you're a first time chatter, I'll take a peek. I will say Elvish Reclaimer is really unplayable in my opinion. In general, your curve is pretty high with no interaction for most combo decks. You have like, you know, Raven's Crime, which is just pretty too slow. You have 1 Haywire Mite. I really dislike playing one Urza Saga and still having Shadow Spear in your deck. Don't think that makes a lot of sense. Shadow Spear is not that good of a card. We're gonna die? I don't think so. Yeah, not gonna die. Yeah, but you really just can't build these slow, dirtily, Sultai value decks with no interaction for like Through the Breach, no interaction for Gorios, no interaction for Titan. That's like really meaningful. Like you have a couple cards that don't do nothing in the matchup, but you just need to be. You play discard spells and counter spells, discard spells or counter spells. Okay, so this is going to be 10 plus 3. So I'm going to go to 1. These decks do play Lava Dart sometimes, but so I have the option to chump block with a plant to like gain 5 life effectively. But having just that extra permanent, I think, is probably more important. Yeah, let's just go to 1. They don't have a Lava Dart in the yard. I'm going to keep 1 Omniscience in my hand so that I've hit 1 with the Multiverse off of my Glimpse. Then I'm able to cast it. And then attacking with the Shaman is a little bit worse if I have the option to like Bitter Reunion some Archons, but I think for the most part, I'm going to prefer having that extra permanent, especially with me only having 2 Omnisciences left in my deck at the moment. That's kind of a problem here. And it seems we've missed really bad. Like, this is kind of a problem too here. It's like, if these Woodlands would just enter untapped, I guess we'd still be like a mana short, but the fact that the Woodlands can't enter untapped for us to copy Omniscience is like such a problem in these spots. Like if they just did, or if we had more mana somehow, we'd be able to copy. I don't know if that's like a solvable problem or not, right? The red-green looting battle also makes a token for Glimpse, and the backside can search for Woodland, which is just a little bit better. I'm kind of on board for that card. I like that it's another type. I like that it makes an extra token for Glimpse. I like that it can play Karn turn 3 sometimes. I don't like that it can't haste our Archons. But you can maybe do like a 2-2 split or something. Spelunking. You could try out Gruul Turf, return Woodland. Gruul Turf is really bad, you know, because I guess it's like one less permanent when you cascade. In fact, returning Woodland isn't even like the problem. Like it's not that it needs to be untapped. It's that it needs to make mana. You don't care if it's literally tapped. You care that it isn't making mana. Yeah, I don't know about Spelunking, y'all, but maybe just get luckier, you know. Yeah, I haven't put that many Archons into play, honestly. Why wouldn't have you had District? So it's weird. Like if they enter at the same time, they stay tapped. They don't see each other. It's a little unintuitive. I agree. Needs Grazer. Yeah, Grazer doesn't hit our Cascade requirements, but I would love to play Grazer. Oh yeah, Splunky would have the same problem too. Yeah. Amulet works, but you can't. But it's Cascade into. If only Amulet of Vigor costs 2 mana, well, we would be able to play it. Alright, just graveyard that. A little closer to Delirium too. In fact, we'll just have Delirium once we. I guess we would have Delirium if we bid a reunion the Archon, but we kind of need to bid a reunion Omniscience instead because of Woodland. And then I guess now we'll be able to bid a reunion Archon, get Delirium, and Surveil. Hopefully just find a Woodland or a Marauder at the top, like 4 or 5 cards. Lotus Cobra would be cool for this list. Would be cool. It's not the best modern card. Could play Nissa instead. So one nice thing about playing Marauder in our deck is they kind of have to pop the Spell Bomb a little bit more proactively than they would otherwise. That being said, we need to draw a Marauder. Is this deck actually better than the previous Woodland Archon? It is certainly higher ceiling, certainly higher variance because we've added Glimpse to our deck. The implementation of Bloodbraid Marauder does a lot too. It helps you be like just attack from a different angle, makes you much better against moon effects. They also kind of like the overlap is pretty big, and like the cards for the Glimpse and the cards for Woodland, which is pretty exciting. I feel like this deck has a ton of potential. Does Woodland intercept if it's a forest? So you're saying if you have Yavimaya, that is certainly kind of a weird situation. So I need to discard at least one Archon, I think. Just discard one, probably. Although I would lose my Shaman. I guess I don't even need to. Because I drew the Rumble, we get to dig a lot here. All right, let's pass back. There's a good chance what we'll do this game is haste the Fable with the Reflection with Bitter Reunion, copy Shaman, and just set up to hardcast an Archon. 413 with the 23 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Okay, I don't really mind this Thoughtseize so much. It's too bad they didn't have a drawn a Burning Inquiry against us. That card is like, we love for them to cast Burning Inquiry. Yeah, lore. Now their Goyf is a 5/6. Probably block here. If I have the option. There's a Detective's Phoenix, but they don't have like a Street Wraith in the yard, so if they're collecting evidence, they might be shrinking the Goyf some. It seems like that's what they're thinking about right now. Burning Tree could give you extra mana when going off. It's just too low card quality, too off plan, I think. The Yavimaya is kind of interesting. Like, it does seem like a Yavimaya could be worth playing to, like, because this makes the Woodlands enter untapped. It's like, it's hard to be like, I'm going to put Burning Tree Emissary into play, because if I hit it off Glimpse, then boom, bang, I have 2 extra mana, when you could just put, like, a Gristlebrand into your deck, or an Atraxa in that spot instead, you know? Okay, so our opponent is bestowing this Detective's Phoenix, it seems. Which shrinks their Goyf down to 3/4. So I don't think I'm chumping here anymore. It looks like they're trying to eat my Shaman token, which is interesting. Does Yavimaya work? Well, one chatter said that it does, so I'm assuming for sure it does. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay, so we draw for turn. 3rd Archon of Cruelty. Not necessarily the most ideal. Flip Adelphia here. Sack the Bitter Union. Haste the Shaman token. Attack with both Shaman tokens. Play Shifting Woodland. Lose original Shaman token. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana for next turn. And that's exactly how much mana Archon of Cruelty costs to cast. Now, we really don't want to block with our spawn token, because we will need that mana to either cast Archon of Cruelty if we don't draw land, or if we do draw land, we can copy Archon of Cruelty, which is just a W. My opponent at the moment has 7 points of power in play, not quite enough to finish us off. I guess they have 1 extra point with Mount Doom. Mount Doom, I guess is probably good. I'm gonna one of and hollow one, huh? When you spin Yavimaya Woodlands, Woodlands should intercept, I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So if you do know, and you're a judge, say I'm a judge, it does work this way, or I'm a judge and it doesn't work this way, and then subscribe. Okay, so opponent has 3 cards in their hand. We didn't draw a land for turn. We can still draw a land off of the Archon draw. Now the Bowmaster also means that they're going to have a steady stream of things to sack to the Archon as well. Drew an Omniscience. But I am at a life, and I have an Archon of Cruelty in play, which I somewhat doubt their deck is particularly equipped to handle. I'm a judge. You my previous comments works away. Thank you. I have something for you. I guess this is a clip.
Discard your hand. Then draw X card.
I like this card.
See, that card can just be 4 mana, draw 7 cards. It spikes 100% gonna break that card.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm very excited for that one. Okay, so can we play around Lightning Bolts? If I block like this, I'm dead to Lightning Bolts. If I block like this, I'm dead to Lightning Bolt. If I block like this, my Archon is dead to Lightning Bolt, but effectively I'm dead to Lightning Bolt. But I could maybe like rumble into land, Shifting Woodland, copy Archon attack for the win. Maybe they won't have Lightning Bolt. Nice. So Marauder can't block. I'm going to attack though. That could block. Chocolate Pancake with the 30 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Can't block if they can give their Nethergoy flying. Although they can't cycle Street Wraith. Let's see if they remember to Mount Doom me also. Okay. Don't even take their draw step. Let's go to game 3. I'm going to click submit. I've been staying very well hydrated. I'm going to use the restroom again.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike. What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike. What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Okay, let's keep this. pitch Woodland number 2. Obviously, a little awkward that we can't play turn 1 Bitter Reunion, but, you know, they want us to play Bitter Reunion on turn 2 anyways, usually. Getting Thoughtseized again. Is Pawpatch Formation against Frogtide? He's got Blood Moon decks mostly, but I also think I will bring in some against Murktide. Or I have brought in some against Murktide today. So they thought he's my Bitter Reunion. I kind of wanted that one in my hand. Surveil. Yeah, the YouTube shorts have been fun. It seems we're kind of cataloging the hits in the archive. Good chance I might just like Karn for Bridge for Below and win the game with that. Especially with like the Khalni Garden Chump Blocker. Okay, seems like that's more likely. 4 cards in their hand. Do they have another 1-drop? Looks like they do. That 1-drop is Burning Inquiry. Pretty risky card in general. So looks like it has worked out well for them as they have gotten rid of my garden and my woodlands, and I have now a weird glimpse in my hand that I will be suspending, it looks like, next turn. First suspended glimpse today. They also have a Graveyard of the Detective's Phoenix. They found a hollow one. That's looking really good for them. Now, suspending glimpse is certainly going to be a bit awkward if I do like successfully Karn for Bridge, but also no Delirium after getting Increed is a little bit tough. We're suspended. We're at 20 life points. Surveilling. Card on top. 2 cards in their hand. Take down to 2, then go card, then take down to 1. Oh, right. I forgot they changed the rules where you don't have to actually resolve the suspend card anymore. Okay, they have collected enough evidence to bestow their Detective's Phoenix. They have decided to attack me for 6. Good decision. I'm down to 14. 2 cards left in their hand. Take this down to 2. So I would imagine that their deck is pretty cold to Ensnaring Bridge. Like they can like I know I was when I was playing the deck, and I don't know if they have brought in cards like Nile Spellbomb and answers to Ensnaring Bridge. So let's get the bridge. And then cast it for free with Omniscience. Wait, that's in my hand, not in play. Yeah, maybe Rakdos Charm. Although, you know, with Nadu being deleted, there have, of course, been a lot fewer Rakdos Charms. Probably dead here. I'm not probably dead this turn. It is not particularly easy for them to deal an extra 6 damage right now. In fact, it's incredibly unlikely. So that's a Nile Spellbomb that they can't activate. Little dual purpose cookbook, getting our hand a little smaller too. Inquiry, Hollow, and Bestow. Yeah, that's not probably dead. That's not probably dead. That's our opponent having the nuts. That's what I'm saying to you right now. So I'm not quite dead to Inquiry, because Inquiry puts me to 2, but then this can't attack. Alright, so I can't stop the 1/1s from getting in. Oh, I am dead to Inquiry because they just attack first. I'm dead to Bolter Inquiry now. They're at least not doing it super fast. Okay. Okay. So 4. Good. Looks like I'm going to 1. And they're killing the Karn. which does unlock their Nile Spellbomb. So I do have the choice of glimpsing for 5, 6, 7, 8 permanents. It's a lot. What do y'all think? Glimpse or just sit behind Ensnaring Bridge? Seems like we should probably just sit behind Ensnaring Bridge. Everyone in chat wants to glimpse. Alright, I see everybody going content, so... Sure. I'm holding control, but it seems like I didn't float mana in time. Which is a problem here, because I can't haste my Archon of Cruelty anymore. Don't know that I guess I don't know that I actually would haste the Archon, for whatever that's worth. So I'm gonna go down to 3. I have to like thankfully I get this Khalni Garden token. Oh, I did not see Omniscience in play. Sorry, I didn't see Omniscience in play. I I somehow missed that I won. Yeah, we could also spin again with the Marauder, but let's just win the game. Let's say no to this bitter reunion and no thank you. Yeah, shout out to all the gamblers out there. Oh, sorry, I don't know why it's not a big deal, obviously, just the Karn loop is much faster. Also, like, pick up Archon of Cruelty, replay it, which is fun. Alright, grab Essence Reliquary, cast Essence Reliquary. Pick up Ancestral Statue. I guess picking up Karn is faster. But this is a bit better against Lightning Bolts. Not that they have a Lightning Bolt. Alright, Clock of Omens. I choose Essence Reliquary. I tap 1, 2. We also have Cookbook Clock of Omens that we're, I guess, never actually doing anything with, but... Ancestral Statue is such a cool card. Just random ass... Is it Dragons of Tarkir common? It's random common. Super unique. Doesn't target. Very fun card. Pretty convoluted. Very fun. All right. You know, I will say we won most of our games with Glimpse today. We haven't really had too many woodland draws. All right, turn 2, Scion of Draco. On the play. Let's go and graveyard that. Wouldn't be too happy if they counter my cash grab, but I also don't necessarily want to telegraph my play so much, and I do have double cash grab, so seems okay. Did we play Halo 2 online back in the day? No. I was like mostly playing like Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars Battlefront, anything Star Wars back then. Super Smash Bros. Yeah, the only Halo games I played are Halo 3, Halo Reach, and I think I played a little bit of Halo 4 and got pretty bored. All right, take this Shifting Woodland to go with my Omniscience. Then they have something for me in my upkeep. Is this Endurance? Random ass Endurance. Ice. Okay. So I guess we're playing against Rhinos. So we can cast that off the Omniscience if we brick on our Bitter Reunion. Kind of hoping they just cast like Shardless Agent here, right? Oh, their Discover combo. Oh, I just noticed it was Pogo. And they hit the Cursed Mirror immediately, which means we're gonna die. Because they're gonna be able to make hasty copies of the Appraiser over and over again. Dang. Well, I don't really have anything for that combo. We played against Pogo yesterday. Let's run it back and, be sad that we lost the die roll against another combo deck. Yeah, I don't think I had Xbox Live as a kid. So we just play like a lot of split screen and with my siblings and my friends and stuff, and a lot of single player, Star Wars, a lot of single player, Knights of the Old Republic. What's their deck? So their deck is playing Geological Appraiser, where the only hits for Appraiser are Cursed Mirror, Phantasmal Image, and Glassful Mimic. And so if they hit Cursed Mirror, they have a hasty Geological Appraiser that they can copy with their other copy targets. And when they copy those targets, then I'm going to keep this and try to surveil until land number 2. I would probably mull on 7, keep on 6. And then they attack for like 20, 30. 1 Torpor open side, maybe. I mean, I think at the moment it's like only Pogo is working on this deck, and it's an exciting deck for sure. But I don't think I'm gonna change my sideboard just because we have one player on Magic Online working on it. If it becomes more popular, we can reconvene. Okay, well, might get Pogoed again. I think we lost to Pogo last time too. We took a look. Pogo dropped the deck list yesterday. It looked pretty solid. I didn't really have a lot of like notes. Okay, Shifting Woodland. No. How does this archetype compare with your regular Ring version? How would the new Duskborn cards affect this archetype? Would this Cascade version be better? I think Cascade version has a lot of potential. I don't know that I would say that it's better yet. The new Duskborn cards, there are a lot of like, ooh, there are a lot of like things affecting the new Duskborn cards. It's kind of complicated, I guess, to say one way or another on what's better or what's going to be better. But I'm going to be working on it. All right, so let's go for the 4 permanent glimpse here, I think. My opponent, if they just cast a Geological Appraiser and they don't brick, they're going to win. So we need to high roll here. Ding, ding, ding. I can't stop winning. All right, game 3. Too bad this doesn't stop the combo. If you clone a haste to one, the other ones get haste. Yes, that's how it works on Magic Online. That's how it worked yesterday or the other day when we played against Pogo. Well, love to see Gemstone Caverns on the draw. This build compared to the other Woodlands deck gets to play Gemstone Caverns more comfortably, because the other build of Woodland is playing Omniscience and Seed of Hope, so it's a bit more awkward to play the colorless utility lands, but maybe you should also be playing some in, like, at least one in red-green. Torpor is good even versus a variety of other archetypes. Not really. It's like okay against, it's good against Titan, and not really any other like tier modern decks right now. And it's also like this deck is not going to be able to quickly get a Torpor about in time to stop a deck like this. My opponent bricked on the incubation incongruity after a mulligan. Pretty brutal. Discard the Omniscience, of course. And I don't have a lot going on either. There's a turn 2 Scion. All I can do is turn 2 Surveil. Let's keep that on top. Because I'm gonna play Karn, maybe grab Ensnaring Bridge. Then my Karn will go to the yard, and I'll need another Karn to win the game with. This is Delirium, right? No. It's 3 types. Land, enchantment, Planeswalker if we graveyard. So very close to a win, but not quite. Bit of the Sec Reunion. Okay, that will give me 2 enchantments in the yard. Not exactly the magic number. Can we cut Fables and put Gyruda in the sideboard? Probably not. I'll get back to you. So Bridge is just like, I have too many cards for it. Kind of tempted to get a cookbook. I mean, is Gyruda good at all? You know, like... it is cool to be very close to it. Gyruda's like not castable at the moment. It's except for Omniscience. Got Fable for the stupid battle. Yeah, I do think the battle is kind of interesting. Crypt for Delirium. Okay, well, we got rewarded here, I guess. So they have 2 cards in their hand. My opponent needs to have land Appraiser to win. Yeah, but maybe Crypt was the better line. Omniscience getting a free card to play is actually a big deal. I mean, you have to, at some point in the game, spend 3 mana to put Gyruda into your hand. And she can put up, she can hit an Archon sometimes. But I don't know. I'm not super enthused about the idea. Gonna ice me? Okay. 2 cards in hand now, or still, I should say. So let's upkeep tap in case they have Leyline Binding and top deck Appraiser off the ice. Let's make them tap the mana on their turn. So I still have pro everything. We can maybe just go like... Okay, let's cast this Cash Grab. Upside's just way too high. Alright, let's just dodge Appraiser again, I suppose. And then we could maybe Karn Bridge next turn. Like, another thing about Gyruda too is our sideboard is already incredibly taxed, but it's not nothing. Fable is also like so important. It's just so important in sideboard games. Like, your opponents just like, they have all this interaction, they have these lock pieces, you just play a Fable, and it's like, oh no, I might lose to that. Oh no, I have to counter that. Versus like, you just lower the card quality by so much if you cut the Fable. Karn get ring seems pretty good. I don't actually necessarily agree. Although I do think maybe I should have played the Heath so that I could fetch basic Mountain next turn. Might be a little bit of a misstep. Yesterday, Pogo submitted the deck, and I saw no ways to deal with this. I suggested adding Subtlety, which doesn't deal with this. Alright, no cards in hand. Commandeer. Not enough blue cards to pitch. One card short. Would be very funny if for them to commandeer the Glimpse, though. Alright, GG's Pogo. We're 3-0. You know, first league, 2-3'd. Obviously, it's kind of maybe a more higher variance build, you could say, but when the variance is good, feel pretty good. So, Gingrade, thank you for the 1-year resub. Thank you so much. Are the Archons really worth playing? I think so. I mean, so like kind of simply put, you need more than just 5 Omnisciences or 4 Omnisciences and 1 Glimpse or Behold the Multiverse that are good to hit off Glimpse, right? You need more. You could play. Your options are really just Griselbrand and Archon because I think whatever extra thing you choose to put there, it should be good to be copied by Shifting Woodland. So Atraxa, not good to copy with Shifting Woodland. Emrakul, not an option. Because it shuffles your graveyard and it can't be copied by Woodland because of that. So I think you're just kind of really priced into Archon or Griselbrand. Archon, good at multiples, good to haste with the bitter reunions. Better to copy with Woodland than Griselbrand is, I think. Better against Bowmasters, and they've been good. They've won us several games today too. And so that must have been just top decked. I'm gonna cash grab here, like a good Twitch streamer. So that's Delirium. Seems like it'll be pretty safe for me to play a Fable this turn. What about Omnath over Archon? Super different cards. They can be out by the same slot. I don't know. Archon seems better in almost every way. I guess it seems difficult to build this deck in a way where you can just cast Omnath reliably. If you want to play Khalni Garden and Shifting Woodland, you're gonna have too many green sources. All right, I'm gonna discard 1 Omniscience and 1 Archon. Let's still try to come a good yesterday. It went okay. I think that is a good or like a good enough archetype to be working on. So I think it's better in this spot for me to spin a second time with the second Marauder if I brick on my first one than it is for me to Rumble or Bitter Reunion to get 1 extra type off the first spin. Okay, so yes, I'd like to pay 2. 2 Khalni Gardens. So I have 4 mana here available to me. Wait, where did my tokens go? Shuffle all permanents you own? It's you own? Has it always been you own? What in the world? Here's my cookbook. There you go. No idea. Spin again. That sucks. Wait, isn't it awesome? I feel like it's awesome. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 permanents. Okay, so we brick on Omniscience, but we do get to have Woodland for Omniscience next turn, and we get to Archon this Emrakul. This is maybe the worst turn 4 Emrakul World Anew I've ever seen. Now, unfortunately, I've already gone to combat this turn, so I can't bid a reunion. Your turn. I mean, it seems game winning. The Emrakul the World Anew? Really? I think usually when you cast this card on turn 4, you win the game. And this, it just entered the graveyard. It basically did nothing. It was basically a blank card, right? Please also as we go again. Well, we're probably not, we would just Woodland Omniscience there, right? Oh yeah, this is our second league. Good mulligan this one. So does Krista. Then she mulls to 5. Is Rhino's X creativity a good idea? It's an idea. It's an idea people have done a lot, and it has been a successful stream for a few streamers, but I don't necessarily think it's a very good deck. Let's Surveil on turn 1 instead of Garden. Am I going to get commanded here? Probably will. Guess I kind of need that. Maybe I shouldn't have played the Woodland yet. Well, we do have a... We can cast these next turn, assuming no Kozilek's command. Should we have waited a turn on the Kozilek's command, on the Rumble to, like, get the command out of hand? Oh, okay. Well, she's not exiling my graveyard. It's interesting. 2 on the bottom. Let's see what happens. Plays an Urza Saga, 4 cards in hand. Trinisphere. Okay. Yeah, we do have Delirium. We have Instant Sorcery Land, Enchantment. Imprints the Devourer. Unfortunately, this looks like potentially Kozilek's command number 2. And also, unfortunately, it seems like something I will not be playing around here. Once I draw Maurader, I guess. Maybe she's bluffing. All right, we're definitely walking into it. Against the Saga, though, we have to. I think. It worked, dude. You know, I said that she might be bluffing because honestly, Krista is just very capable of bluffing in this spot. She's also like equally capable of just like double queuing in this spot. It's very very hard to tell. But Krista's a friend of mine, and she I don't think too many people I'd be like worried about a bluff in this spot. Oh, I guess I should have hasted my Fable. But I did think it was possible. I will make a Duskmourn modern video, yeah. I'm probably going to start on that tonight instead of working on the MH3 redo video tonight, since there's been a lot more questions about that. So I also don't know that I want to cast this Maurader here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pass. I only have one Omniscience left in the deck, so I guess the ones I have in play get shuffled back in. But no cards in our opponent's hand here. We've got Archon of Cruelty in play. We have 2 Omnisciences in play. Not playing Omniscience Spectral. It's better to play out the other one because of Devourer. I think that we can see the Devourer is like available to be cast this turn potentially. Or did she draw Emrakul? Do you think you? I guess you could have just Woodlands Omniscience, so maybe not. Well, we could also Woodland Omniscience next turn, anyways. Include some Pioneer stuff endorsed from Invader, strictly focused on Modern. I usually want to include some Pioneer stuff, but I'm like not really a Pioneer gamer anymore. I haven't played Pioneer in a long time, like almost a year, so my insight is weaker because of that. And it like the Modern video just kind of takes too long to focus on that stuff, so I don't usually get around to it these days. All right, looks like we're going to be playing for the trophy. Not going to DC, no. I've never played Modern, but I played a lot of Vintage Cube, but I'd be completely lost playing. I don't think you'd be completely lost. Come on, come play some Modern. Let's have some fun. This deck is a little bit more. This is a little bit more convoluted than basically any Modern combo, by the way. Come on, be confused. Come play some Modern. It is a fun format. Making me read cards, how rude. Oh, sorry. This is not a problem. I need to pick up Karn instead. Okay, you pick up Karn, plays Reservoir, tap statue, tap Reservoir, untap Reliquary, infinite life, infinite storm, infinite damage. Well, got pretty lucky that match. Let's trophy, baby. This would be a sick deck to trophy with. As the deck compared to previous Omniscience Woodlands, you have redundancy to your combo. You have resiliency to moon effects because you can just cast Maurader. You are higher variance, and you don't get to play the ring. Needle and Reservoir to workarounds? Yeah, just Cityscape Leveler it. You don't care about it at all, basically. You should just they should needle your Karn, not your Reservoir. You also have 4 Archon of Cruelties that you can haste with Bitter Reunion. I was really hoping they were Boros energy. Why don't you play Ring? It's too high on the mana curve, too slow. Not very good to put into playoff glimpse. While our opponent combos off, I'm going to rent a couple copies of Invasion of Ergamon, I think, and try to do a 2-2 split of that in Bitter Reunion. I just went to your other Omni Woodland deck. Well, good news, you have most of this one. And also I don't know like what the best build is either. All right, there's a Past in Flames. That's they only have 2 mana floating. Okay. Do most people play Modern have rental programs? Yeah, I would say certainly above 50%. But they won their flip. Flip a coin to determine the outcome of the game. A not cool opponent. Wait, where did that ritual come from? Oh, they fucked up though. They minus and they bricked on rituals. But they can, I guess they can try to impulse into a ritual. Yeah, they hit. Okay, game 2. Tough matchup. Can't even play Soulless Jailer in our side because it turns off our combo. Alright, Storm, if there was ever your time to brick, it's the next 2 games. Do you feel like it's correct to board out the Shoals of the Mono Blue Belcher deck? I was boarding them out against Amulet Titan. I probably would board them out against Tron. But they're really good. I like that Mono Blue Belcher deck a lot. I think I'm leaning towards playing that in our challenge this weekend. I'm not quite sure I understand why the loop needs Clock of Omens if Reliquary and Statue can bounce each other. It's because you need to cast a spell after Aetherflux Reservoir is in play. That's the entire point. There's no way for you to do that without Clock of Omens, is the short answer. One crypt not even stop Storm. It won't most often, no. Most of the times a crypt is not good enough to stop them. And it also is not something you want to cascade into. If we surveil into an untapped land, we could have a turn 3. I think that's our plan. Turn 3, Cascade a lot of the time with 4 permanents in play. Those are for Blood Moons mostly, but we don't really need to play them. They maybe shouldn't be there. So it could be something else. So we didn't surveil into untapped land. So now we're employing Plan A in this matchup, which is hope that our opponent bricks. I think we could accept Storm as a pretty poor matchup. Be at peace. I almost wanted them to go for the turn 2 because that's what they're most likely to brick. Although they didn't play a Rowler or Ruby. That's also very good for me. Wait, don't reprieve me. Thank you. That was scary for a second. All right, Khalni Garden, good hit. Extra permanence. It isn't exactly super ideal that we have 2 of our 4 Omnisciences in our hand, but we could also have hit Behold the Multiverse to cast Omniscience for our hand. We draw a land, we can Reunion first, or maybe just double Maurader. All right. Gambling. We made it till turn 4. Maybe they're gonna, like, Orms chant me. Bro, my opponent, there's a strictly better version of that card legal in Modern. There's a strictly better version of that one. Nazgard, the 20 months, thank you, welcome back. So the 5th Orms chant. Orms chant targets. Oh. Meet 21 months, thank you, welcome back. I guess not, huh? I was wrong. Confidently incorrect. Put on Hexproof, not winning. No, it's every Storm deck can ignore Hexproof with Wish very easily. You would see people playing a lot more. Wait, did I not rent 2? Ugh. The hits keep coming. Also, we look pretty dead over here. I guess not deterministic yet. Still not deterministic. See, another ritual. That's a pretty big problem. So freaking bored to play against Storm. Maybe, honestly, I find it so relaxing. I get to take a break. It's my union-issued reprieve. I get to update the deck list. I'd say I really like playing against Storm in leagues. I like playing against it less in tournaments. It should have been Doubter. I mean, my opponent might... I think we might still win this match, honestly. Maybe I'm coping a little hard. I'm going to update the invasion of Ergamons in here, too, for next league. 2-2 split with Bitter Reunion. Because I still want to be able to haste Archon sometimes. So my opponent wishes here. And they wish for Underworld Breach with 1 mana available. Interesting. So they can ritual twice now. And then they go Reckless Impulse, so they hit a Glimpse. And then they can ritual again. Wish still in the yard. So presumably they're about to cast this Glimpse. The extra card type is probably better than haste. It also gives an extra permanent in play, which is a pretty big deal. So now can they can't just wish, but they can't just cast Passive Flames, ritual, wish, Scrape Shot. Okay. Well. Tough. All right, 4-1 that league. Sorry, believers. Let's run it back. Let's just do a 2-2 split. Like the haste, I think the hasting Archon is pretty relevant. I think it's something I really want to have access to.